Alright guys, you've seen me work on the ATVs. You've seen me work on the pit bike. In the garage today, you've seen the green truck in the background through every video that we've done. It's time we show it some love. Been sitting here in cold storage pretty much for about 5 months now, needing brakes. So, truck originally came with a single piston caliper from the factory. We're actually going to be replacing it with an 03 to 04 Dakota dual piston caliper. Now, I know it's not Vipers, it's not Brembos, it's not Willwoods, but it's an easy upgrade. Swap over to the 03 04 Knuckles, get the 03 to 04 calipers, rotors. It's a direct swap. I'm going to show you how to do that today. Get her done. Alright, I got my oldest son here in the shop with me today. You saw my youngest son working on the Bayou. But the oldest wants to drive this when he gets older, so if he wants to drive it, he's going to have to help dear old dad work on it. Alright, now like I said, the truck's been down for about 5 months now. I want to get this thing back out, start enjoying it. The 97 and up had a single piston caliper, as you see. Caliper on the right side's locked up, so instead of just replacing the one, we're going over to 03 to 04 caliper. It's a dual piston, a little bit larger rotor, but you do have to change the knuckles over. It's not a direct swap per se. I did pick the knuckles up at a junkyard, got them cleaned, painted. Stay tuned, you'll see that real quick before we get these swapped over. Alright, now we can go ahead and start getting our old brakes removed, out of date. It worked plenty fine. Stopped truck pretty good, but since we need a caliper on the right side, why just buy one caliper? We'll go through and we'll replace it with a dual piston. Might as well upgrade while we're at it. Everything on the truck pretty much been upgraded. After we get the brakes done, I will give you a once-over on the truck itself. So keep watching. This is the boring part. Watching people turn wrenches. Usually watch this stuff on TV, they shorten it. So that's what I'm going to do today. Alright, with our knuckle removed, you can see the difference in the two. On the left, that's the 97 knuckle that we took off. On the right, that's our 03 to 04 knuckle. The brake caliper mounts right here. It has two slide pins that actually are the bolts as well. On this one, these are the bolts, the mounting holes for the dual piston caliper. And both pistons that sit right here in the center. This is why you need to swap over to the other knuckles. Now a lot of the guys that do the Viper conversions, they'll run these knuckles with an adapter. As far as I know, the adapters are not in production anymore. I have the specs for them, just haven't gotten around to it. So let's go ahead and get that new knuckle swapped up in there. Get some of this crud wiped out while we're there. Get a good cleaning. We'll have this done shortly. Alright, now you can see the size difference in the caliper. Dual piston versus single, definitely a lot bigger, definitely going to be a lot stronger. It's a worthwhile upgrade if you got the means, if you can find everything, get it done. Looking forward to getting this out on the road. We've got to hook up the brake line, get the calipers bled. We'll get some video of this thing being tested. Stay tuned. Alright, the 97 to 02 Dakota with the single piston caliper uses a different banjo bolt. So, went to Mopar, local dealer, and got the correct banjo bolts. But, how hard it is to find stainless lines for a Dakota. If you look at that part number, they're for a Jeep Wrangler. 4-inch lift. These are 27.4 inches, if I remember correctly. We're going to try and use these. Everything seems to be the same. The Jeep Wrangler, the JK, uses the same banjo bolt. So, we know the banjo is going to be the same. The end of the fitting, double flare, should be fine. See if we can get these swapped out, get these brakes bled, get this thing rolling. Well guys, as you saw, took it apart. Thought it had a double flare on the end of the metal brake line. Nope, bubble flare. So off to the store, we got the right fittings. Got my double flare kit here at home. We got to get this reflared to use these brake lines. It's not an issue. I don't plan on ever changing these over, and if I do, I'm just going to get the same brake lines again. Alright guys, well, we're at the shop. At home with the stainless, trying to do a double flare didn't work out too well, so got it here. We used a better tool. Unfortunately, still didn't work out too well. Gotta get something to drink. Didn't work out too well with the stainless here at the shop either. Used a different tool, and the line just kept getting pushed out. That stainless is hard as a rock. So as much as I hate to say it, we are definitely gonna have to go over to a regular steel line. I don't want to do that. I like the look of the stainless. Don't ever have to worry about it sitting, corroding, rusting, but I'm gonna get those steel lines cleaned up real well, put a good coat of paint on them. So I'm gonna show you that now. Well, we've already got our steel lines bent up. Just got to get them flared, get these things back on the truck so we can get it back on the road and get some footage of this thing actually being put to the use. I want to see how well it's going to stop and see if there's any improvement with the stainless lines and the dual piston caliper. Alright, this is the tool we were using. It's a lot better than the one at home. It's designed to push this in there, put a flare on the end, and then once you drive this down, gives you your double flare, folds it back over. So, but as I mentioned, that stainless line, nothing will grip it. It's so hard right there at the end. It just kept pushing it right out no matter how much we tightened it. So, I'm going to go over to the regular steel lines. These are a lot softer and they will flare 10 times easier and get exactly what we're looking for. But I'm hoping I can clean them up, make them look just about as good as that stainless does. Alright, got our line clamped in our tool, and I've got it in a vise just so I can use my other hand. Throw our anvil in, going to put this on. Just get that snug this up. This will be the first step in your double flare. Kind of want to tighten it until you feel where it stops. And it should be tight enough right there. Back tool off. Our anvil out, and you can see it's already begun folded over. Once you pull the anvil out, you can put the tool back on. Go ahead and snug it down one more time. Give that a good tighten, just kind of till you feel it stop. You don't want to go too crazy with it because you could actually flatten it out. And then at that point, you won't get a good seal on your brake line. So when we take this off, we should have pretty good double flare. Alright, you saw us make the brake lines. Now we're back home, back at the shop. We got to get these things installed. So they're not quite as pretty as the stainless, but you know what? Sometimes it's function over form. Or is that form over function? Either way, I'd rather them to work better than, than be cosmetic. So we got them in. Got to do a little cleanup around there. We got some age starting to show up. But you can see we got our JK lines in place. And we got our new lines in. Correct fitting. We just got to go ahead and get them tightened down. Get these brakes. I got a problem talking on camera, but you guys already know that by now. Get these brakes bled and see if we can get this thing out on the road. Get some stops done. Alright, truck's still up on jack stands. Now's a good time to get the oil changed. It's been 4 years. 4 years since we've changed the oil. It's only seen about 1,000 miles, but still, it's been 4 years. Run a Mobile 1 through it, never had an issue, so why fix it if it ain't broken? So, get this oil out of here, get the new stuff in there, and hopefully have this thing out soon. Always good to take a little bit of the used oil that's coming out, rub it onto the seal, the oil filter, just to make sure that it doesn't stick against the block. Again, running a Mobile 1 filter, probably overkill. You know what? The extra couple bucks on the amount of money I got in this motor, might as well. Alright, we are off to the alignment shop. Get this thing lined up because right now it is sitting way off camber and the toe is, well, let's not talk about the toe. But I had some help here getting her loaded up. Get this thing lined up so we can get some good real world testing on it. Let's go. Alright, early morning, we're at the shop. Got to get this thing unloaded, see just how bad those numbers are. So, set the toe a little inboard just to keep from shredding the front tires. But you can see cobwebs. I should probably drive it more often. Alright, we're taking old Shrek out today. I want to get these pads set. Get a good test on these brakes. It's a beautiful day. It's about 70 degrees. It's definitely a worthwhile day. I gotta tell you, I love driving this truck. It ain't the fastest. You know what? It's just a lot of fun. And that's what it's all about. Just having fun with it. You build it to enjoy it. So, but if she's gonna go, she's going to stop. So that's why we're out today. Just enjoying the weather, cruising around. We're going to get a good test on these brakes, see if we can trade with is worth it. It looks cooler, but looks only get you so far. It's got to perform just as well as it looks. So I think we got a good spot here. Uh-oh, hang on. We got a jogger. Don't want to hit a jogger. Test. Not trying to lock them up because I like my tires the way they are, but I gotta tell you, that definitely felt way better, 100 times better than the single piston calipers I had on there before. So I hope you enjoyed. You may not have one of these trucks anymore, few and far between nowadays. Nobody's got them. They're definitely a lot of fun if you can find one in good shape. The problem is they rot out like there's nobody's business. But definitely fix it yourself, work on it, love it. If you own it, love it. Put your love into it and it'll repay you back. I'm gonna keep cruising around, enjoying my nice, beautiful Saturday. You guys subscribe, hit the button, ring the bell. Got more coming up. We do a little bit of everything. Seen a bunch of ATV work. Now you see me working on my baby